working. I don't usually key in on it. This is just for fun purposes with friends, making highlights. Unfortunately, all the console players can't participate on the test server, which is, I ask many questions why. It's just logistically not possible or not worth it to them. I'm not sure why. They have a huge part of the community. I'm a PC player, so I can't participate. So instead of demo video of this weapon, that weapon, I'm just going to show them to you, show you what is becoming available, cosmetics. I'll hover over them for a minute. These are all the old ones. And get into the new after the Cobra. Pieces more fur. So, get sniper rifle. Check them out one at a time. Headshot, one round is automatically reloaded into the weapon. Of course, they're very obscure language. Doesn't mean it reloads in one of your magazine rounds. It's a free round. If you score a headshot, it spends no ammo, which is what the text should say. So escape, show the weapon. To sniper. If I have it loaded, I have it loaded. Shares the spec, just like any other. Fully spec for ammunition. You see 3 and 3, the best you're going to do is 3 and 4. 3 in the magazine, 4 in reserve. So you have 7 misses other than reloads. Of course, everyone takes that prestige perk, which will keep you in the game. Obviously, you see the accuracy is the same. 6 firepower, which seems really low, and it is, unless you score a headshot. If you score a headshot, you'll know it. Piercing of 6 means 6 additional enemies, which doesn't always come into a factor unless they're grouped up or stacked. Same range as any other sniper rifle. If you hover over the actual tooltip in the perk, 1 round is automatically reloaded into the weapon. It's a free round, folks. It's not an extra round. If you miss the headshot, then you start using your ammunition. I would like to, the biggest point out is this, the recoil is heavy, but you can control that partially through the spec at least once, and through your own sniper spec, I believe you can control spread and recoil through either a team perk or just a weapon-specific perk for the bullet snipers. The Stalker did this, and the regular bullet sniper. The headshot multiplier of 10 is ridiculous. It vaporizes Majoris. I have tested all the damage. It vaporizes most Majoris with 1 shot. Not into execute. Well, into execute or vaporizes them. It puts a zone probe immediately into execute like any other. And I suppose if you hit the right headshot, right circumstance, right perks, you might just smoke that as well. So that is addition to that. The second one, I'll try and make it short. As I want to so don't feel bad. And just get a look at what it is. Higher rate bursts for the Instigator. So the Instigator 5 round bursts instead of 3. It's got a new sound effect. The stats are excellent. 10 plus damage I think is higher than all the other variants. 8 plus, 10. So it's a half higher. A little low in the accuracy. Also can be controlled through perks. Rate of fire of 10, that's the 5 round burst. It's lower on ammunition than its predecessors. It's got a higher headshot multiplier than one of them. I had no problems with this weapon running out of ammunition. Obviously, if you run it in Siege, you can buy ammo in the operations. Even with the scarcity of ammo cache on a Vanguard, I still didn't run out more than maybe once or twice before I found an ammo cache. Since, of course, the Vanguard has no reload capability, which is another whole other subject. Two piercing, just like the others. Excellent range. Obviously, you can scope in on it. Highly recommend. This is probably going to be the first gun that I get if they don't change it. I prefer it over the SMG at this point. Whether the accuracy version or the ammo version of the full auto, the semi-auto is an acquired taste. They need to do some damage. That's another entire story on its own. Oop. We're out to Harvard Park. Yeah, same. To the same language. I was going to be doing you a favor, showing both sides of it. This is a problem. I've not used it yet. I have to show the stats. This may have the right idea for each weapon, but I mean, they need to make it stand out. Stopping a call for reinforcement is not enough to choose this weapon. So, decent firepower. But if you look at the variants, 10, 10 plus, 12. So you've got another 12. Less ammo, less accuracy. And all it does is stop a screen. I mean, higher damage, more accurate, and stops it. I'm not sure what to do to tweak this one, but it is for the low magazine capacity. I mean, it's half the mag of some of them, or half, at least 2 less rounds. The headshot multiplier, it's lackluster, it's neat looking. So if you have an outfit you want it to go with, there you go. I would boost the damage, maybe a 14 damage with the same ammo, maybe a little bit less, or a reload option like the sniper rifle. They got to do something with it. It will be my last pick as it stands. Although it may be with a 4 accuracy, I can't see it being any better. It's at least 2 lower than all the others, so it's wildly inaccurate, and you're going to try and stop calls with it. I suppose all you have to do is hit it to stop the call for reinforcement. It's also not a game-breaking mechanic when they call for reinforcements. I mean, it causes you a big problem. Suppose it's a team, and it's trying to solo. So what's next? This I played with one time. 50% parry window, and after a gun strike, it's completely cool. Timing. Parry window's great, although you can expand it on your own. Let's get to heavy. I have it equipped here. Less rate of fire, doesn't vent. Rate of fire, vent, ammo. Firepower, rate of fire, venting. Venting and rate of fire. You win some, you lose some. Other than that, it's the same. The complete cool on a gun strike seems cool if your weapon is overheated. So, I'm sort of neutral on this. I'm not a heavy player at all, even though my heavy's leveled. I barely touch him. If you ever see any of the horrible videos where I have run my heavy, it's not fun. I know it's a great class in survival, and I know a lot of great heavy players, but I am terrible at it, and I don't practice. So, sort of my fault. Looks cool. Concept's cool. If it stays that way, maybe you're a heavy player, you got something to look forward to. Torch, which only works on heavy and the tactical and the sniper for some reason. Everyone gets it. That's a backpack. It does not work on the Vanguard currently, and I think it's cool looking. But man, it is a distraction on your eyes when you're trying to play. Storms a minion, fully charged attacks and leave behind a shock grenade effect. This looks like the coolest weapon that has been added, other than obviously the sword rifle. It is currently locked for some reason. It wasn't ready, or I am one of the unlucky where some of the cosmetics are locked as well. I don't know if anyone has gotten to actually play with this hammer. I would choose it for a bulwark, since the perk changes in it. They changed emergency countermeasure to 45 seconds as written in patch notes, which is excellent. Then there's another shock area every 30 seconds, 25% damage to it, and your hammer on a fully charged slam is going to give you a grenade effect. Let's see. Oh, yeah, just ... leaves behind a grenade effect. But the stats, anyway, it's a fencing weapon, which is interesting. Low damage, but if you're doing all that shock, that's what's doing your damage, not your hammer. Very fast. Decent cleave, 6 cleave for a fencing weapon. I'm looking forward to testing this if we ever get to, before it gets to the servers. I am a block hammer person myself, on both assault and bulwark. So, but this wouldn't take much convincing for that build if I wanted to run a shock build. This definitely would be in addition to it. I'm not going to give all my opinions on cosmetics, but I can just point them out real quick on what we get, what's new, what isn't. Molecular studs with a little piece of cloth on it and some emblems, decent looking. A blank version and a Templar markable version of the Templar's helmet. New beak with eyes and larynx on the head. Pretty cool. Haven't found a use for it yet. Not a fit, but still cool. Similar to the last pauldron with skulls and gems and a big blank spot. These are neat, only for Vanguard, the Camellia-Line Shroud pauldron, which I can actually show down so you get an idea of what it is. Only Vanguard and Sniper can use it. I believe the other one is usable by most or all, aside from Vanguard and Sniper. Rather Vanguard. That is the molecular. Let's find the shroud. There it is. More of a sniper thing, I would think. That's what it looks like. It's got a frontal plate, like on bulwark armor, typically, or tactical. Covers one arm. I'm not a huge lore historian or lore nerd, so I am unsure if that is a new design or if that is actually part of some of the models, maybe some of the character models or special forces or whatnot. I'm not sure about that. I have not made use of it yet. So that's on Vanguard or Sniper. I suppose it matches a Sniper's cloak. And other, I don't think is usable. Don't think it's usable by anyone by Vanguard. I am not sure. It is jet black. There it is. Jet black with the skull. And the plate on the front doesn't look bad on the tactical. Doesn't really match. I suppose you could try and make it if they let us color the cloth. That would be nice. Make all of it match. So we have real uniforms in our military. After all, uniform of. What's coming. I'm one of the unlucky. There's the tactical skin. I'm sure there's other videos showing it off. People that actually, I have the season pass. I assume the maintenance tomorrow is so that that is unlocked because I have access to the Salamander pack, but I do not have access to this for some reason. Most of the armor has blood drips on it. It's a bug. Maybe they'll be fixing that so the cosmetics aren't all bugged up. There's a lot of the backpacks and chest plates. Blood Angel blood drips on them. Use the test server. What are you going to do? Alright. That'll do it. I haven't tested all of the weapons and their damage capability. I put up an 8-minute unedited video of the Vanguard's new ability, which I didn't highlight the ability. So well now, this is new, it's in the patch notes. I tested this with Shock and Awe to make it a 130% at 5 meters on a diving kick after a kill. I tested it versus the damage of Zone of Impact with the testing mod. And Tenacity and Shock and Awe, even though it isn't as repeatable as Tactical Prowess with Zone of Impact, the damage is 10 times. It's amazing. If you watch it, just click to the parts where I actually grapple in to do the damage, and you will see the difference. It's just a tremendous amount of damage. So this is a thing. If they keep it this way, I see a lot of people going in this direction instead of auto grapple all the time using Zone of Impact. Alright. Wasn't going to do much commentary on that. There's a little preview to see what's coming so far. If any changes, I will post it.